In today's video, I'm going to show you several hidden shortcuts and a few tricks that could save you some time while playing Palia. Welcome back to the Cozy Vale. Some of these tips came directly from the community, just like yourself, while some I've just discovered while playing. And if you missed my previous tip video, a pop-up in the right corner will take you to it. So let's go ahead and get started. First tip I want to talk about is the auto walk, auto run feature. Now on consoles, we actually have this, it's just kind of a hidden feature. In order to use it, all you have to do is press the R3, which is your right joystick, and your character will automatically start walking. The only downside is if you press any other button, it will cancel the auto walk feature. However, what you can actually do is press the triangle button to start it running. And then you will use your R3 joystick to steer your character. Once again though, if you touch any other button than triangle or the joystick, it will automatically stop the auto run or auto walk feature. So it's a little clunky, but once you get used to it, it does come in handy every now and then. If you're a player who has tons of unused guild medals, here's a quick way to turn those into gold. What you want to do is visit one of the guild stores. For instance, in this example, I use Hassan. I'm going to take all my guild medals that I don't need and just buy a bunch of fireworks. Then I can simply turn around and just sell all the fireworks for gold. It's a great way to cash in those medals that you're probably never going to use anyway. The only exception to this rule though is Tish's guild store. I don't know if you noticed this, but she technically does have a guild store of course, but it only sells like 4 or 5 decorations. And she doesn't sell anything that you can craft or resell, which is kind of weird considering she's the only one I've noticed that doesn't do that. The next tip I've actually already covered once before, but I accidentally left something out. If you haven't seen it before, it's basically where you can automatically water plants that are either on your farm or like the bloom or whatever it may be. All you have to do is press the R2 button to start watering, and then quickly press your R1 button, which will open up your chat window. Once your window is open, you'll let go of the R2 button and your character will continue watering. Then you'll press R1 once again to close out the chat window, and you can move around freely while you water without holding any triggers. So it will give your fingers just a little bit of a break. Now what I didn't mention before was this trick also works for tillery. Actually, it pretty much works for any skill. The only problem is you don't really need to use it. If you try to do this while chopping down trees, by the time you actually get set up, the tree will probably already be chopped down. Fishing on the other hand, it would work for fishing if the fish didn't move side to side. If they just came straight in, it would work perfect. Since we're on the subject of watering, I've already covered this once before as well, but I'll go ahead and reiterate it just in case you may have missed it. If you're ever doing the flower bloom event, or pretty much anything that requires water, what you can do is actually glide or run into the deepest part of the water. The moment that you hit the water, you'll press square to refill your watering can. The game will instantly refill your water, but it will also teleport you back to the location where you were before you went into the water. This is the reason that it works so well for doing a flower bloom event, as you're usually up on a hill and you can glide over and drop into the water. And it will then teleport you all the way back to the top of the hill where you started from, and it will save you quite a bit of time. So the past update, even though the bulletin board tells you automatically that you can do it, I didn't ever realize this. I don't know if this was just added or what, but I was playing around with the bulletin board and put in the seashells, the glass and stuff, but only had it about half full. So when they said that the next update was coming out, I kept fiddling around with it, pressing buttons, and I found out that the square button actually will remove any of the items you don't want to use. And this is important to me because usually at the beginning of the bulletin board, I'll put everything in it and I will usually just leave it there because I never figured out how to remove it. But apparently just pressing square will remove it, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now let's talk about ranching. I have a couple tips here, one from the community and one that I didn't even realize I was doing. The first one is if you've ever been on your ranch and you're just feeding your animals and moseying around, you'll notice that you're usually pretty far away from the entrance. That means that you're going to have to run all the way back to the front to get to your housing plot, unless you're logging out of the game of course. What you can actually do instead of running all the way back to the beginning is you can simply press options on your PlayStation controller, and this will bring up your menu. You will go all the way down to the unstuck button. And ta-da! You're right back at the beginning of the range, so you don't have to worry about running all the way back anymore. The second tip I've been using pretty much forever without realizing it. If you press down on the joystick on the left side, which is L3, it will bring up your farming book, or I'm not sure what it's actually called, but can sell, donate, or manage all of your animals from here. That's right, you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning of the ranch to the book itself. And I think there may be one at the nursery as well. You don't have to worry about doing that anymore because now you can just press L3 anywhere. And I've never really paid attention to that actually being like a shortcut. So that's pretty interesting. The last two tips were found very recently by pure accident. While I was fishing for one of the sharks, I realized that I was running into the same problem. I'd either forget to apply my food buff, or I would forget that my hook broke and had to replace it. To go ahead and press options on your PlayStation controller, you want to go into your inventory this time. And once you're in there, you can either go over to your food and press square to eat it. You can go over to a hook and equip it as well. Now, once you've done this, you'll just back out of the menu just as normal. You'll notice that your fishing session has not been interrupted at all, but your food buffs and hooks have been applied before you even catch the fish. So this is very handy, especially if you're like me and you don't want to stop fishing just to eat food to save on your buffs. You'll be able to do this easily on the fly. So for our last tip, it's one that I've actually known about for a long time, but I've never remembered to talk about it, and that is how to get to Zeki's Underground Market. The biggest reason why I used to hate going to Zeki's is because I used to hate going all the way around the counter and down the stairs to go through the bookshelf. It was annoying, and sometimes I would get stuck on other people. However, sometime last year, I was playing around and realized that if you walk to the end of Zeki's counter, look down at just the right angle, you can actually grab the book from there. It will teleport you straight from the counter into Zeki's Underground Market. So no more going around the counter and underneath. Just grab the book and go. It's that simple. And yes, it saves a lot of time and headache. So those are all the shortcuts that I have for you today. If you know of any others that I may have missed, please let me know in the comment section below. I always read and reply to all the comments that I can, and there's a good chance that your tip may end up helping someone else. But if you found this video helpful or you just enjoyed it, don't forget to leave it a like and share it with everyone, as I greatly appreciate it. And it does help the channel grow. And until next time, stay safe, stay cozy, but most importantly, have fun gaming.